Okay, see here, whatever we are discussing today, it is continuously, it is related to your previous classes. Now, one thing you have to keep in your mind that whatever the upcoming classes are there, those all upcoming classes are related to your previous classes. So as I told you yesterday, we have discussed regarding the processes involved in auto cycle, right? We have discussed that part, राइट. सो वहाँ पे कौन से प्रोसेसेस होते हैं वो डिस्कस किए हैं. उसके साथ में वी हैव आल्सो डिस्कस्ड दिस air standard efficiency of the auto cycle, right? That part also we have discussed. See, I can't repeat it every time because the final expressions which we are utilized in previous classes, those I am going to directly implement over here, right? So as you can see here, so while deriving the mean effective pressure of a auto cycle, while deriving this, so general definition for mean effective pressure, it is the ratio of work done per cycle to the stroke volume, right? So work done per cycle, as you can see, during the process 3 to 4 and during the process 1 to 4 or 1 to 2. So there are two work done processes are there that are taking place, and these are the expressions that we are directly implementing, which we have already discussed in your previous classes, right? So work done during 3 to 4 process. So work done during 3 to 4 process, it is given by P3 V3 minus P4 V4 divided by gamma minus 1. Minus work done during the process 1 to 2 is given by P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by gamma minus 1. So there is a negative sign here in the center, as you can see, because this entire expression is negative here. If you go through the previous class, you will come to know work done during the process 1 to 2. Okay. So later on, okay, one more thing I want to tell you that. So the here we are making use of this ratio, right? P3 by P4 is equal to P2 by P1. So this we call it as R raised to gamma, R raised to gamma. So all of you know this. What is gamma? Gamma, the value of gamma is 1.4. R is the compression ratio. R is the compression ratio. Gamma value is 1.4, right? So here we are making use of this index. So we know this part, right? We know this part. P3 by P4 is equal to P2 by P1. This is equal to gamma R raised to gamma, R raised to gamma. So this is the general uh, pressure equation, right? We call it as. So if we rearrange it, as you can see, P3 by P4 is equal to P2 by P1. If I rearrange this part, so then it will become P3 by P2 is equal to P4 by P1, right? So this ratio we call it as the pressure ratio. This we call it as pressure ratio, and we are indicating this as RP, R suffix P it is. That we call it as pressure ratio. That we call it as pressure ratio. See, please keep it in your mind. Pressure ratio bole to kya? It is the ratio of P3 by P2 and P4 by P1. Because while solving the problems, these all parameters are necessary. Pressure ratio. So pressure ratio is P3 by P2 or P4 by P1. And this pressure ratio, we call it as RP, R suffix P. Okay. And we also know that this the volume ratio, that is V1 by V2 is equal to R. This is the compression ratio. V1 by V2 is equal to R, and this compression ratio is equal to V4 by V3. V4 by V3, right? So three things you have to remember. The very first is P3 by P4 is equal to P2 by P1 is equal to R raised to gamma. So this is the first equation. Then second one is the pressure ratio equation. P3 by P2 is equal to P4 by P1 is equal to RP. And along with that, you have to remember the equation for compression ratio, that is V1 by V2 is equal to R. R is nothing but the compression ratio, and the same is implemented, that is V4 by V3. R is equal to V4 by V3. So from this equation, as you can see, from this V1 by V2 is equal to R and V4 by V3 is equal to R. From this equation, I can say that V1 is equal to R V2 and V4 is equal to R V3. So these all equations are same here. V1 is equal to R V2, this is equal to V4, this is equal to R V3, right? Because of this ratio, And for Otto cycle, as you can see here, V1 is equal to V4 and V3 is equal to V2, because these all are constant pressure cycles, sorry, constant volume cycles. So if you visualize the PV diagram, so these are all constant volume cycles. So that's why it is V1 is equal to V4 and V3 is equal to V2. Okay. Now substituting these values, what we have simplified here in this equation, work done equation, right? In work done equation, I'm going to substitute. So as you can see here, in work done equation, at the denominator, gamma minus 1 is there, right? Gamma minus 1 is there. Okay. So I'm taking this 1 divided by gamma minus 1 common. I'm taking it as a common, right? And at same time, I am taking a P4 V4 as a common term. P4 V4 as a common term, and I am trying to solve this, right? I am going to simplify this. Okay. So the first term P3 V3 will remain as it is. Minus, instead of this P4 V4, I am going to take this as 1, right? And divided by P4 V4, because P4, when you multiply this P4 V4 inside, so this P4 V4 and denominator part P4 V4 get cancelled, again you will get the same expression. Okay. So please, you have to work a bit on this, so that the things will be easy for you to understand. So P4 V4, I am taking it as a common, right? Then P3 V3 divided by P4 V4 minus 1, minus of P1 V1. Here I am taking P1 V1 as a common. P1 V1 into bracket P2 V2 divided by P1 V1 minus 1. Okay. So now I'm going to simplify it further. Okay. So I'm taking, all of you know that V4 by V3 is R. Right? Just now we discussed V4 by V3 is R and V1 by V2 is R. V1 by V2, that is the compression ratio, right? So as you can see here, this V3 by V4, this part, it is been replaced by 1 by R here. So this is R1 by R. And similarly here, V2 by V1, right? V2 by V1. We actually, R is equal to V1 by V2, it is V1 by V2. So we have replaced it by 1 by R, 1 by R. Okay. So this is how we have modified. We have introduced this compression ratio R parameter over here at the denominator. Okay. So everything remaining will remain same only. Okay. Now, so here you can see the very first part of the expression P4, I have replaced it with V1, because V4 is equal to V1. As you can see, V4 is equal to V1. So everything I am trying to cover up with respect to V1, P1 V1, right? V1 in terms of V1. Okay. So here V4 is being replaced by V1, right? Simple, because V4 is equal to V1. Okay, now taking V1 as a common, as you can see V1 here also V1 is there, and here also V1 is there. So take V1 as common, V1 divided by gamma minus 1 into bracket, P4 into bracket. So now this ratio, R raised to gamma minus 1. Okay. So you please concentrate here. So you can see here P3 by P4 is R raised to gamma, right? So this P3 by P4 is R raised to gamma multiplied by 1 by gamma is there. So that's why, so it will become R raised to gamma minus 1. Okay. So thoda sa theory of indices ko thoda sa you have to recall it. So the expression will be what? P3 by P4. This P3 by P4, I am replacing it by R raised to gamma, R raised to gamma. So this part I am going to replace by R raised to gamma. R raised to gamma divided by R it is. So that's why it will become R raised to gamma minus 1. Again minus 1 minus P1 into bracket. Again you can see here P2 by P1. P2 by P1 is also, again it is R raised to gamma. So again R raised to gamma divided by R it is. So that's why it is R raised to gamma minus 1 minus 1. Okay. So little bit theory of indices part it has been implemented there. Then so rearranging this expression, as you can see this expression has been rearranged. So V1 divided by gamma minus 1 into bracket R raised to gamma minus 1 into P4 minus P1. Okay, if you multiply uh, so these two terms, again you will get the same, right? So this is the expanded form, whereas this is non-expanded form. So it is the product. So you can see the we have make use of the brackets here, right? It is A into B type, right? So this term is A and this term is B. Okay, so we try to uh, uh, minimize, or we are just simplifying it in this form, that is r raised to gamma minus 1 minus r into bracket p4 minus p1. Okay, if you multiply these two terms a into b, right, this term as a and this term as b, again you will get the same term here what it is shown. Okay, next is uh, taking the common here. As you can see, take p1 as common here in this expression, right? In this expression, take this p1 as common, then it will become v1 p1 divided by gamma minus 1 into bracket r raised to gamma minus 1 into bracket p1 by p4 by p1 minus 1. So in this expression we have taken p1 as common, p1 as common, and we have tried to write the expression. No doubt when we multiply this p1 inside this bracket, square bracket, again you will get the previous term only, right? So later on this p4 by p1 has been replaced by this pressure, that is rp, that is pressure ratio, p4 by p1, right? So this entire equation for work done is given by p1 v1 divided by gamma minus 1 into bracket r raised to gamma minus 1 into rp minus 1. So this is the expression b, we call it as expression b. Okay, so this is the expression for work done. Okay, so here in equation a, till now we have only worked on this work done per cycle, right? Work done per cycle is given by this expression b, by this expression b, right? This is expression b, work done. Okay, now there is one more equation is there, that is stroke volume. Stroke volume, we have to derive, we have to write the expression for stroke volume also. Okay, now we'll see that part. So this stroke volume is given by v1 minus v2, right? Stroke volume, that we call it as stroke volume, means the volume between TDC position and BDC position, that volume we call it as stroke volume. It is the difference of V1 minus V2. V1 is the total volume and V2 is the clearance volume. So total volume minus clearance volume. So that will give you this stroke length. Okay. So substitute this B, equation number B and equation number C in A. Okay, now you substitute this. Mean effective pressure is given by, so this denominator part is this work done equation, and numerator part is stroke volume V1 minus V2, V1 minus V2. Okay, so work done divided by stroke volume, as you can see here, work done divided by stroke volume. Okay, so just substitute the values. Okay, and along with that, you take the one more relation here. V2 is been replaced by V1 by R, as you can see here. So V1 by V2 is equal to R, that is compression ratio. V1 by V2 is equal to R. So try to express the expression in terms of V1. So here the denominator part v1 is v1 minus v1 by r, whereas numerator part is same as it is. Okay, now here again coming to this denominator part, now coming to the denominator part, so v1 minus v1 by r it is. Okay, so take this v1 as common. If you take the v1 as common, then it will be 1 minus 1 divided by r, it will be 1. So if you take this v1 as common, so v1 into bracket, it will be 1 minus 1 by r. Okay, so if you simplify this 1 minus 1 by r, you will get r minus r by r minus 1 by r. Here you will get, so v1 into bracket r minus 1 by r. Okay, so this part. Okay, now coming to this final expression now. So this PM is given by, PM is equal to P1 R. So I am taking this R on the top side, right? I'm taking this on the top side. So this will become P1 R, and r raised to gamma minus 1 into rp minus 1 divided by gamma minus 1 into r minus 1. So here you can see this v1 and this v1 get cancelled here. v1 get cancelled, and I am taking this r on the numerator side and I am simplifying in order to get this final expression, that is p1r into bracket r raised to gamma minus 1 into rp minus 1 divided by gamma minus 1 into r minus 1. So this is the final expression for mean effective pressure of a Otto cycle. Mean effective pressure of a Otto cycle. So you have to remember here, because this is frequently asked, right? While solving the problem, we need to memorize, we need that expression, right? वो एक्सप्रेशन को हम जरूरत रहती है प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते समय. ओके, is any doubt anybody in this expression? If you go through once or twice, you will come to know. Arif Hussain, any doubt if you are having, you can ask me. Hello, hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Hanumant, Shakib, Bilal, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, any doubts you are having, you can ask me in this derivation part. See, derivation is a bit, it is easy, but some new terms have been involved and some simplification is required here. So that's all, nothing much is there. So only thing is you need practice for this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now coming to this first problem, we'll discuss now one problem related to this. Okay, so that you will understand the concept, how actually. Okay, we'll discuss the very first problem, right? So the efficiency of a Otto cycle. So the efficiency value is given. The efficiency of the Otto cycle is 60%, and the gamma, right? Gamma is 1.5. What is the compression ratio, right? So a small problem is there. So the efficiency of a Otto cycle is 60%. It is already given, and the value of gamma. Gamma is nothing but it is the ratio of specific heats, right? So find the value of a compression ratio. So this is the problem, small problem. So here you can see efficiency is 60%, and the ratio of specific heat, that is Cp by Cv, is equal to gamma. So this gamma value is given, that is 1.5. Find compression ratio. So to calculate this very simple expression we require, that is efficiency of a Otto cycle. If we know the expression for efficiency of Otto cycle, so we can calculate this R. Efficiency of Otto cycle is given by 1 minus 1 divided by R raised to gamma minus 1. Okay, so here we need to calculate this R. So efficiency is given, that is 0.6 is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by R raised to 1.5 minus 1. So this is nothing but 1 divided by R raised to 0.5, R raised to 0.5. Okay, so R is equal to 6.25 compression ratio, right? This is the simple problem, right? Very first problem, right? If you know the equation for this efficiency equation for Otto cycle, then you can easily solve this problem, right? But it is very simple problem. This type of problems will not be asked in your exam. Just for your what to say, for practice, I have introduced this equation number 1. Okay, now coming to this second problem. Okay, so right from the second problem we will be having this type of problems in your external. ये type के problems रहते हैं external में. So whatever the problem which you have solved here in the notes, handwritten notes, all those problems are from your previous question papers. So please go through those problems, all of you. उसमें कुछ क्या तो doubt git है तो मुझे you can discuss with me, right? If you have any doubts. Okay, so now we'll discuss one more problem. Any doubt in the first problem? इसमें क्या तो डाउट है? Any
No,
doubt?
sir.
It is clear now. If you know the equation for this efficiency, then Otto cycle, then you can easily solve this. Okay. Now coming to
Yes,
the
sir.
second uh, problem. So first I will read out the problem statement, right? So an engine of a 250 bore, right? An engine of 250 bore and 375 stroke works in Otto cycle. Okay, this is a problem related to Otto cycle, and here two dimensions have been given. Bore diameter is given, that is 250 and stroke length is given, that is 375 The initial pressure and temperature are 1 bar and 50, right? So initial pressure is, that is P1 is 1 bar and the temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so initial pressure and temperature are 1 bar and 50 degrees Celsius. So P1 is 1 bar and the T1 is 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, 50 degrees Celsius. If the maximum pressure is limited to 25 bar, okay, maximum pressure, maximum pressure. So if you refer the P theta diagram, maximum pressure value is always related to P3. If the maximum pressure is limited to 25 bar, so this 25 bar is P3. And थोड़ा सा PV diagram थोड़ा सा याद करो. So 1, 2, 3. Where is 3? If on the PV diagram, so vertical line, top point of the vertical line, that is constant volume line. 1 to 2 is the adiabatic compression. From 2 to 3, there is constant volume, right? Point 3 will be the maximum pressure point and it is limited to 25 bar. Find, okay, what are the things to be found here? Air standard efficiency we have to calculate. Then we need to calculate mean effective pressure of the cycle. Assume ideal conditions. Okay, so we'll extract the given data here. So bore diameter is that is 250 that is 0.25 meters. Stroke length is 375 that is 0.375 meters, right? Then clearance volume, we see clearance volume is 0.00263, right? So whether it is mentioned in the problem, clearance volume, yes, it is. Clearance volume is mentioned here. You can see the clearance volume is 0.0623 cubic meter, right? Clearance volume. Okay, then temperature pressure has been given. Temperature is, initial temperature is 50 plus 273, that is 323 Kelvin, and P1 is 1 bar, and maximum pressure P3 is 25 bar. Okay, so these are the given data. Okay, now coming to this, we need to calculate this R first, because R value is compression ratio is required, right? In order to calculate this air standard efficiency, as you can see here, this air standard efficiency R is required here. You can see here A for air standard efficiency. So how you are going to calculate this R? So stroke volume plus clearance volume divided by clearance volume. So that is nothing but, this is compression ratio. So for that, Vs, stroke volume, is required. So stroke volume is given by Vs is equal to pi by 4 d square into L, right? Pi by 4 d square into L, right? So d is the bore diameter, L is the stroke length, right? You substitute the value, you will get the value of Vs stroke length as 0.0184 cubic meter. Okay, so now coming to this compression ratio, R is equal to total volume divided by clearance volume. So total volume is, it is the sum of stroke volume or swept volume plus clearance volume. So 0.084, sorry, 184 plus 0.00263 divided by 0.00263. Okay, so if you substitute here, you will get the compression ratio 8, right? So now substitute this value of 8, that, sorry, value of R is equal to 8 in air standard cycle. So air standard cycle is given by 1 and minus 1 divided by R raised to gamma minus 1, right? So all of you know this value of R is always constant, it is 1.4. So 1 minus 1 divided by 8 raised to 1.4 minus 1. So you'll get 0.565 or 56.5%. Okay, 56.5%. Now coming to this mean effective pressure, right? Mean effective pressure, as I told you, mean effective pressure. So this is the expression. So okay, before that, the small modifications is to be required. That is P2 value is required here, right? P2, because we need to calculate this RP pressure ratio. Pressure ratio निकालने के लिए P2 का value necessary है. So how you are going to calculate for adiabatic process? P1 V1 gamma, P1 V1 raised to gamma is equal to P2 V2 raised to gamma. So if you rearrange and simplify, you will get P2 is equal to 18.38 bar. Okay. So once you get the value of P2, you can calculate this pressure ratio. Pressure ratio RP is equal to P3 by P2. So this is given by 25. This is already given. P3 value is already given, right? P3 by P2 you will get a pressure ratio as 1.36. Okay. Now this is the expression for mean effective pressure. Just now we have derived this part. PM is equal to P1 R into bracket R raised to gamma minus 1 into bracket RP minus 1 bracket close divided by gamma minus 1 into R minus 1. Okay, now you substitute the values here. So while using the calculator, you should be very much cautious here, right? You have to operate the calculators properly, right? So substitute the value here. P1 is 1 bar, R is the compression ratio, that is 8, and R raised to gamma minus 1, it is 8 raised to 1.4 minus 1, and RP is 1.36 minus 1 divided by gamma minus 1, it is 1.4 minus 1 into R minus 1, it is R minus 1, that is 8 minus 1. So make use of calculator properly and you can get the value of PM as 1.33 bar. 1.33 bar. थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस करने का जरूरत है. Everything is there in that every step is been clearly mentioned here. The only thing is that you need practice for this. Okay, क्या तो डाउट है तो पूछ सकते हैं in these first two problems what we have discussed. Hello.
No, sir, no doubt.
You go through these problems. एक बार देख लो. जब तक आप उसके ऊपर वर्क नहीं करेंगे डाउट्स नहीं आएंगे. प्लीज ऑल ऑफ यू गो थ्रू दोज. वो प्रॉब्लम्स के ऊपर थोड़ा वर्क करो, then you will come to know what difficulty you are facing there. Okay, no doubt it is the problems are very simple actually. Only thing is some work is required for this. थोड़ा सा वर्क करना चाहिए. अगर वर्क करेंगे तो आसान हो जाएगा. And one more thing I want to tell you that if you understand this first module clearly, then the second module is also it is related to this type of derivations only. अगर फर्स्ट मॉड्यूल समझ में आ गया तो सेकेंड मॉड्यूल आसानी से समझ में आ जाएगा. मतलब हम लोग एक मॉड्यूल के स्टडी के ऊपर 2 मॉड्यूल कवर कर सकते हैं, राइट? सो प्लीज वर्क ऑन दिस ऑल ऑफ यू. इसके ऊपर वर्क करो. फर्स्ट 2 प्रॉब्लम्स यू वर्क ऑन दिस, right? And remaining there are 3 more problems are there. So as you can see I have given in your group. I have already posted that. So please work on those 3 problems also, because I can't go with all the numericals. अगर कुछ doubts है तो आप मेरे साथ discuss करो. So I have solved 5 problems. So all the 5 problems are from your external question papers. Keep it in the mind. ये पूरे सारे external question papers के ही हैं 5 problem. Right, out of 5 problems, I think 4 problems we have discussed. I have written 4 problems. So out of 4 problems we have discussed first 2. पहले के 2 discuss किए हैं. Remaining 2 problem क्या है, आप homework ले लो. You take it as assignment. Okay, and you work on those 2 problems. Okay, so from tomorrow onwards we'll start a new topic, that is diesel cycle. We'll start with the diesel cycle. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So please again I am repeating, please work on these concepts. बहुत सारा derivations है, बहुत सारे numericals हैं. सो जब तक आप उसके ऊपर वर्क नहीं करेंगे देन इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड.
सर ये डेरिवेशन में आता है क्या इस सेक्शन
हाँ,
में?
डेरिवेशन और न्यूमेरिकल्स ही रहेंगे इसके ऊपर, ज्यादातर डेरिवेशंस, राइट. See, the notes which I have provided no in the group, अगर आप वो उसको थोड़े अच्छे से कर लेंगे तो then it is very easy for you. Already I have uploaded first module notes. फर्स्ट मॉड्यूल का जो फर्स्ट पार्ट है एयर स्टैंडर्ड साइकिल, उसका पूरा नोट्स मैंने अपलोड किया हूँ मैं ग्रुप में तुम्हारे, इंक्लूडिंग न्यूमेरिकल्स ऑल्सो. न्यूमेरिकल्स और वो सारे न्यूमेरिकल्स क्वेश्चन पेपर के न्यूमेरिकल्स हैं. ओके, सो प्लीज वर्क ऑन दिस. ओके.
Okay, sir.
If you find any doubts you can call me. हाँ, एनी टाइम कभी भी कॉल कर सकते हो. हाँ,
Okay, sir.
I try to solve your problem. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all of you for attending the session. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Walaikum assalam.
खैरियत से